What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is Queen Sugar, Season 7, Episode 4. So, we start this episode off. We have Darla and Ralph Angel down to the pool. Now, if you guys remember, in the first couple of seasons, we saw that the pool was Darla's refuge. That was her place of peace. Whenever she was feeling stressed out or she felt like she was getting ready to go use, she would go swimming. And Ralph Angel doesn't know how to swim, so we see him allowing her to teach him how to swim, but he doesn't quite trust it, just like any other person that's learning how to swim, especially adults. Kids are much easier to teach to swim, but adults, they just have this fear. They have this phobia already in their mind. And so, I'm sure it's symbolic that she's talking to him and saying, listen, you got to trust me. I got you. I'm not going to let you fall. I'm not going to let nothing happen to you or let you drown. And you just got to trust me. You got me. And he was like, okay, you know, you got me. I got you. So I feel like that was real symbolic. Going back to the last episode where they kind of had that little tiff about him not really her not understanding and all of that. They get back home, child, and they done got a phone call from Blue. Blue is up down to the Sitwell friends up here in D.C. acting a fool. He is getting suspended from school. So Darla has to go to D.C. She's leaving the baby with Ralph Angel, making sure that, you know, just like any other mother, you know how to do this, you know how to do that. Don't forget his baby and me time and, you know, his play dates and all of this stuff. And he's like, I got it. Child, we get to D.C. and Ralph Angel. And Blue done broke into the school's computer system because he's mad that their history classes are not an accurate representation of our history, right? I don't really know what he thought he was going to accomplish by breaking into the school's computer, but that's what he did. And so, of course, I mean, not only is he getting suspended, but hell, you could be expelled for that. And so Darla tells him, listen, Blue, I need you to just be like, I'm sorry. Like, just apologize. Like, I understand why you did what you did, but you did it. So I need you to apologize. So the principal comes in the room, and instead of Blue apologizing, Blue gives this H. Brown, you know, Eldridge Cleaver type speech about the power to the people. I don't know. But he was not apologetic at all. Now, of course, Darla, you know, she had his back. Ultimately, she had his back because she was like, well, you're not wrong. I mean, if they're not teaching our history, we've taught you to be proud of your history, your heritage. And she stood up for Blue. But anyway, I just thought that was real interesting. And I feel like they went through all this just to get Darla in D.C. because when she takes Blue out to eat after they leave the school, they're at this little diner. And who comes walking in? Her friend that we met a couple of seasons ago that was with her the night that she was assaulted. And she sees Blue and she's like, wait a minute. This is your son? She said, how old are you, Blue? And you see her doing the mental math. And she said, well, he looks just like, and she Darla cuts her off and said, Ralph Angel is his daddy. You know. And she was like, She said, well, have you talked to whoever the dude was that had assaulted her? And she said, no, I haven't. She said, well, you know, he's running for office and, you know, she trying to give her the update on this dude. And Darla ain't here for it. Darla don't want to hear it. And Darla's like, you know, excuse me, thank you. You know, we're going to get up out of here. So, again, I just feel like that was their way of bringing all of this onto the show, which I'm really not sure why they did it, but okay. Now, down to Mr. Prosper's house. Mr. Prosper and his lady friend, you know, they coming about the bedroom. She got on Prosper's robe and, here come Billy, and Billy was like, oh, damn. Because that's just what somebody wants to see is they daddy and they new girlfriend in their 70s coming up out of his bedroom in their pajamas, right? And Billy was like, oh, Jesus. And he was like, I'm sorry, Billy. You know, you told me you was going to be out with your husband. And she was like, well, you know, we went for a walk. Things didn't end too well. So Mr. Prosper gives her a good talking to. He says, listen. I really hope that y'all can work this thing out because I really like him. I think he's good people. I think he's good for you. Like, I get it that you had a lot going on and that you had to work through some things and all of that. But at the end of the day, you need to figure this out. It's not fair to string him along, and you need to figure out what it is that you're trying to do with yourself. Okay, you need to figure out what you're trying to do with yourself. Okay. Now, Down to Vi's Diner. CPS shows up looking for Miguel. Is that his name, Miguel? CPS shows up looking for old boy. And of course, Vi defends him. Vi got his back or whatever. But Vi realizes, wait a minute, what's going on with him? So she confronts him, so she confronts him when he shows up for work. And he admits that his mom is not there. His dad is in a detention center. His mom, I believe, got deported. So him and his brother are there by themselves. And Aunt Vi does what Aunt Vi does. Aunt Vi done took them into the house. Poor Hollywood was like, I really wish you had told me you was bringing people home. We already got 500 people living in this house. And she tells him what happened, and like, listen, I ain't had no time to do all no phone calls and stuff. I had to make a decision. Like, these kids were living by themselves. Like, I couldn't just leave them there. They end up talking to the father, getting in touch with the father at the detention center. And it was all, crying and, it was all great. So I guess Aunt Vi gonna have 2 more children, child. 2 more children. I don't know. Now, down to the co-op, they have concocted this dumbass plan. And yes, I'm gonna say it's a dumbass plan. Now, the woman who got evicted and they, got her land taken from her, they are going to have an auction. They're going to auction off her land. Now, the co-op have come to the conclusion that they're going to go to the auction and they're going to bid on the land and get her land back. Listen, I'm not quite sure what y'all thought. If y'all believe that this woman went through everything that she went through, I mean, if the bank and the police officers and everybody else went through all they went through to steal this land from this woman, what make y'all think they just gonna let y'all waltz up into the auction and get it back? They get down to the auction and they bidding on the land. They outbidding each other to try to run people off. And of course, who comes swooping in at the last minute and bids and wins that woman's land? Landry. And Landry even tells them afterwards, he said, listen, y'all messing me up. Y'all had y'all little ceremony. It done went viral. I got eyes on me now. I got people questioning what's going on down here. I might not be able to break ground on this land that I done already got from the borderlines. So what y'all should have done is left me alone, and I would have left y'all alone. But since y'all didn't, now I'm gonna take her land too. Come on with me. And I was like, I just didn't understand why they thought it was going to be that easy. Like, y'all really thought y'all was just going to waltz up in there and get that land? Like, that's what y'all thought was going to happen? No. That's not how that was going to happen. It wasn't going to be that easy. I don't know. So then, this whole NFT thing with Baby Boy, it's just not working for me. This whole storyline just isn't working for me. He shows up down to the NFT headquarters and everybody is giving him the cold shoulder. Why is everybody giving him the cold shoulder? Because he ain't sold nothing. And the dude tells him, well, I told you from the beginning that if you don't sell anything, basically you don't get no love. Like, people ain't speaking to him, they ain't dapping him up or whatever. He was like, you ain't sold nothing since you sold that first picture. And I done already told you how this works. Like, if we can't sell nothing. So he was like, what else do you have? And so he starts going through his phone and stuff, and the meme of his mom going back to season 1 when she confronts Davis in the middle of the basketball game, and they got the image and they got that meme or whatever, that comes up, and she he's like, well, that's great, like, that's what right there. He was like, yo, that's my mom, like, I can't sell that. First of all, again, I don't understand the NFT thing, so I'm sorry. I know y'all have tried to explain it to me. It don't make no sense to me, okay? But this is a meme that is on the internet. Everybody can get a copy of it. I'm not understanding why it means anything special coming from him. But neither here nor there, he tells him, I can't sell out my mom. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I can't do that. Later on in the episode, we see him inviting the guys over to his house, and he's giving them the pitch of, we can change the world, we can change the system. Like, I know that these are the types of pictures that they normally want, but if we create our own and we push our own art, then we can make them buy what we want them to buy. Like, he's giving this whole, like, once again, power to the people revolution speech. And old dude was like, look, bruh, like, I brought you in You said that you wanted a piece of this. Like, ain't nobody tell you to come in here and change the world. Ain't nobody ask you to come in here and revolutionize. Like, we good. Like, we making money. We selling pictures. We're good. You're the one with the problem. And I'm going to need you to figure out what you need to do. But in the meantime and in between time, we about to go to a party. We're about to go have a good time. And we ain't talking no business. And you figure out what you going to do. So, of course, what he ends up doing is uploading the picture of his mama to try to get back in good with everybody. It's like, what are you doing? Now, back to the farm. Billy is talking to her boyfriend, not her husband. And she's finally telling him what happened. She's finally explaining what's going on, why she hadn't gone back, what happened in town, why she ended up leaving town. And so he understands a little bit better now. And of course, it's like, oh my gosh, why didn't you tell me? You know, I wish I had known, kind of thing. Now, Ralph Angel is down at, you know, the play date with the baby. And he runs into his old friend, the dude from the police force. And, you know, they reconnect. Again, not sure if it's important to the storyline or if it's just them, bringing us back around the characters we met since it's the final season. But, okay. We see, we see Michael run into a photographer who, I think is what led him to try to, create this revolution about art and the pictures that they're taking or whatever. And so we see that happening. We see Nova's editor reminding her that she's got this movie deal on the table and she need to make a decision. And she said, "Listen, I haven't even talked to my family yet about it. I'm just not sure." She was like, "I can't do something like that without getting their permission, because again, we know what happened when she wrote the book the first time." And so we see her thinking about that or whatever. And then we see that they're celebrating the harvest. They're having a celebration down to the diner to celebrate the first harvest of the co-op. And, the musicians come through. The band is playing. Now, this one lady comes up in there, and she sees Billy over in the corner, and she tried to throw a little shade Billy's way. She tried to throw a little something on talking about, oh, you see her over there talking to Hollywood, you know what she did the last time with your husband, and this and this and this and that. And Ain't Vi defended her. Ain't Vi, she defended her, and Billy heard it, and I think that kind of sealed the deal that Billy is back and good, right? I think that kind of sealed the deal. Then we see Mr. Prosper go over to his lady love and pull her in front of the crowd, and he talks about how happy he is and how much in love he is with her and how long it's taking him to find love again and happiness again. And then, damn if he don't get down on one knee and ask that woman to marry him. I said, now why they let Prosper get down on one knee? But he got back up, honey. He got back up. Billy's boyfriend shows up and he tells her, listen, I get it. I understand and I get it. He said, but I need you to know I'm willing to wait, but I ain't waiting forever. I want to be with you. I want to love you. He said, but I need you to figure out what you want. Because if you do come back, just know that it's for real, and we're going to do it right this time. We're going to get married, and we're going to do it right this time. So we'll see how that goes. But that was pretty much the episode, child. Y'all let me know what y'all think, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.